Hey guys, my name's Sully, and today I'm actually in Medal of Honor Warfighter because the news came out about the next DLC for Battlefield 4, Dragon's Teeth, and one of the guns that we're supposed to be getting is the McMillian CS5, which was one of my favorite sniper rifles back in Medal of Honor Warfighter, so I figured I'd hop in, kind of revisit the gun, see if it tells us anything about what we're in for. Now, of course, the two games are completely different, so we got to be careful not to draw too many conclusions, but I wanted to go ahead and run around a little bit and revisit the gun. One of my favorite things about the CS5 in Warfighter was its silencer. It had such a great little sound, but it also allowed you to kind of be an aggressive recon and run around and get some quick shots down on target in close quarters in ways that the other sniper rifles in the game didn't allow you. That TAC-50, if anybody remembers, was a beast, but it was huge, it was unwieldy, and it was loud. So if you wanted to get around behind people, the CS5 was a way to go. So that's also one of the big questions in Battlefield 4 is if there's going to be any suppressor bonuses or if it's going to come standard with suppressor. But after a while, I found that the suppressor wasn't really working for me in Medal of Honor when I returned to it. So I took it off and saw pretty much immediate successes. I don't quite remember exactly what the breakdown was and the penalties were for suppression, but I was loving it after I took it off, as you can see here. Now, all the things that made the CS5 one of my favorite guns to use in Warfighter kind of give me a little bit of anxiety when it comes to Battlefield 4. Warfighter, like I said, totally different game, much closer combat, smaller maps, well-defined lanes, and when it came to sniping, particularly with the CS5, you knew what situations you could put yourself into, what angles to take up, and the gun would perform well when you needed it to, unless you run into a PDM there. That'll always get you. But in Battlefield, it's much more open. So the big thing that we're going to have to wait and see is just exactly what the damage model is that DICE assigns to this. And that, of course, depends on what ammunition you're going to chamber it with. The CS5 can have subsonic or supersonic, either 308 Winchester, 7.62 NATO. It really depends. But for me, I could see, because of the nature of the gun, it's for close quarters, urban combat, I could see DICE kind of giving it a damage model similar to the Scout Elite. The Scout is kind of built in similar ways in Battlefield 4, meant to be kind of a run and gun, aggressive recon, close quarter sniper rifle. Like all sniper rifles in Battlefield 4, it has 100 damage at really close range, but unlike some of the other sniper rifles like the SRR-61, that damage drop-off starts very quickly, but it goes down to 50. So at longer ranges, you're only doing about 50 damage to your targets. Which means you're going to need at least 2 bullets to drop them, which if you look at a lot of the gameplay here in Warfighter, it plays out kind of similar to that. I'm hitting these people in the head pretty quickly, but there are some longer shots where if you get a body shot, or even at super long distances, well, super long distances according to Warfighter, you would need 2 to drop them. So we'll have to wait and see, but like I said, I could see it being kind of a Scout Elite. Damage drops off pretty quickly, but in close quarters in urban combat, which is really what Dragon Teeth is supposed to be all about, I can see the CS5 kind of tearing it up, which is really exciting. So, other than the fact that it's going to be included, what else do we know about it? Well, the same people who dug through the source code and found out what the weapons from Dragon's Teeth are likely to be also turned up what the assignments are likely to be to unlock them. And for the CS5, it's supposedly, and take this with a grain of salt, the No Eye in Team assignment, which requires you to get 2 sniper rifle ribbons, 10 squad spawns on your squad beacon, and 20 spot assists, which, if you play anything like I do, particularly in Recon, that should be pretty quick to get. A couple of rounds, maybe even 1 round on Conquest Large, and you should be good to go. And since I was such a huge fan of this gun in Warfighter, it's definitely going to be one of the first I unlock. After that is probably going to be the PDW and the Desert Eagle. And the Desert Eagle looks like requires you to unlock the other pistol anyways. So like I've said before in previous videos, I'm a bit of a completionist, and I'm looking forward not only to unlocking the new guns, but this one in particular. Now, of course, we run the risk that the CS5 in Battlefield 4 could absolutely suck. Kind of like the semi-automatic sniper rifle did to Naval Strike. Everybody was excited about that. Everybody's like, oh, now we're getting a semi-automatic sniper rifle. And it sucked. So I really hope it doesn't, because, like I said, was a huge fan of it. I'm looking forward to it. And once I get it, I'll be sure to post some footage with my initial thoughts on it. So I hope you enjoyed the game footage here. I had a lot of fun making it. As you can see here, I kind of go on a tear with this ridiculous no-scope right there. But of course, this guy, who happens to be my nemesis, comes up and tomahawks me. So it's been a lot of fun revisiting the game. Feel free to like, share, and I'll talk to you guys later.